Hello everyone. So in this session we will discuss about Python and how we can develop malwares with the help of Python. Okay. So basically as you know Python is a general purpose language. We can use Python everywhere. We can use Python in web development, we can use Python in networking, in cybersecurity, in malware development. Okay, more as we can use in data science, machine learning, AI, etc. So basically, in this session, we will cover somewhat basics of Python, and then we will move to malware development, like how we can create virus, how we can create malwares with the help of Python. Okay, so we can write here the agenda. So first, we will cover some basics part of Python so that you can be prepared for the Python malware development. Okay, so we will cover variables, data types, functions, conditionals. Okay, which means if else statement, basically if else statements. Okay, and then we can move to malware development. That is, okay, in which we create a malware. That is, we can name that screenshot malware. Okay, before that, we will discuss the strategy of making a malware, like how we can create a malware which can bypass the antiviruses, which can bypass firewalls or IDS. Okay, so first we will create a strategy. Okay, so we will see how we can create a particular malware or how we can create a particular project in the with the help of Python. Okay, so here we can mention tricks of creating any malware, okay, which can bypass the antivirus. Okay, and then we will see how we can create malware. Okay, then we will create a malware. Okay, so here basically we will create a malware which will take the screenshot of the victim PC and which will mail you. Okay, so basically we will create a malware, or we can name this screenshot. Okay, malware. And here we can write the motto of this malware, that is, okay. So we'll see how we can create a malware which will takes the screenshot of the victim's device and mail them to the attacker. Okay. So let's start. So for this we will use Python as well as VS Code. Okay, for the development. So we will use VS Code as a IDE and we will use Python. Okay, as a programming language. Okay, so if you want to cover your basics part of Python, so you can visit the YouTube channel for it. Okay, like if you want to check out here. So if you want to check out the YouTube, like the Python basics, so you can visit the YouTube channel. Okay, so here you can search for the channel name, that is G2 Jaiswal. Okay, here and in live. Okay, so here you can watch the videos of Python, okay, which will covers your basics. Okay, or if you want to access the playlist, you can move to the playlist. And from here, you can access the Python library, like Python videos. Okay, both in English and Hindi. So you can cover a week 6 from here as well. Okay, like variables, data types, conditionals, loops, functions, and fundamentals, introduction, etc. Okay, so now we can start. So basically, before moving to variables, we will cover somewhat introduction part of Python. Okay, we means some features of Python. Okay, so Python is a high-level programming language. Python is dynamic in nature. Okay, it is object-oriented programming language. Okay, or we can mention it is open source. It contains vast amount of libraries, library, libraries and frameworks, as well as we can say modules or packages. Okay, whatever. Okay, and next it is general purpose, which is very important. Okay, so what is the means of general purpose here? Means we can use Python everywhere. Like Python is a general purpose, it is a cross platform as well. Okay, so it is a cross platform. So we can use Python in Windows, in Mac, in Linux, even in Android or iOS, etc. Okay. So Python is a general purpose, means we can use Python everywhere, in every domain. A domain like cybersecurity, malware development, which is the part of cybersecurity only. Okay, networking, web development, Android. Okay, so Python is a general purpose. We can use Python everywhere, like in every domain, like in where were we? Yeah, here. In cybersecurity, in malware development, in networking, web, application, data science, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, AI, etc. So Python has various uses. Okay, so now here we will use Python in malware development as well as in cybersecurity. Okay, now Python has vast amount of libraries and features and frameworks. Means Python supports large amount of libraries and frameworks and packages. Python is open source, means we can modify or we can view or we can watch or we can read the source code of Python. Okay. Now, Python is an object-oriented programming language, which means Python supports OOPS concept, that is object-oriented programming approach. Okay, which means basically we can say that Python supports multiple features like classes, objects, encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, inheritance. Like there are much more in OOPS. So if you want to learn like advanced Python, so OOPS is like the very most important concept. Okay, now we have Python is a dynamic nature. Dynamic is like whenever we are like defining a variable in Python, like a equal 10. Okay, so here we Okay, so basically, whenever we are using Python, like Python is dynamic in nature. So in this Python, suppose A is a variable and 10 is a value, and we are assigning value 10 to a variable A. Okay, so here we don't need to define which type of value we are storing inside a particular variable. That is why Python is dynamic in nature. Okay, but when we talk about C or C++, so here whenever you are storing any value inside a variable, let's say a equal 10. So 10 is an integer value. Okay, so here we are storing integer to a. So in C or C++, we have to define which type of value we are storing inside a particular variable, like int. Okay, okay, what is int, what is integer, we will discuss. Okay, now. So that is a difference in dynamic or in C or C++ or in Python. Okay, so Python is flexible in nature. Now, Python is a high level means Python code is written in English, okay, which is close to human language. That is why we can say that Python is high level programming language. Okay, and more else we can write here Python is easy to understand and easy to learn. Okay, and Python is in trend. Okay, so there are various advantages of Python. So previously we have Python 2. Now we are using or we have started the development in Python 3. Okay, so there's the syntax difference in the Python 2 and Python 3. So we can mention here. Okay, so basically in Python 2, we use print hello world. Okay, but in Python 3, we use print hello world. Okay, now in Python 2, we use basically X range. Okay, for using range. In Python 3, we use range. In Python 2, we use basically we can say that raw input. Okay. But in Python 3, we use input. These are just some basic syntax differences in Python. Okay, and basically there are like more libraries and features or frameworks which we can use in Python 3, but we cannot use in Python 2. So these are libraries or frameworks or packages difference in Python 2 and 3. Okay, so now we can move to variables. So what are variables basically is? So variables are like a container. Okay, so variables are like the container which holds your value. Okay, which stores or holds your value. Okay, suppose 10. So 10 is a value here, and we are storing this 10 value to a variable A. So A here is a variable, 10 is a value, and we are assigning 10 value to A. So here we can say that A is a variable, or we can write here. Okay, just A is a variable here. Okay, equal sign, it is a assignment operator. Okay, and 10 is a value here. Okay, so here we can say we are assigning a value to a variable A. A is a variable and 10 is a value with the help of this assignment operator equal. Okay, this is known as variable simple. Okay, it is like a container which is holding a value. Okay, for example, we can say that Okay, so here we can mention 10 is a value, A is a container. Okay, and container is a variable only. Okay, so here we can mention A is a container and A is a variable which is known as container, and we are storing a 10 value to a variable or to the container A, which is holding your value. Simple. Okay, now, so there are some naming rules for naming a variable. Like we cannot name your variable anything like A, B, C, D, or print or for loop. If like we cannot name anything to your variable. So there are like some naming rules for naming, like there's some rules for naming your variables, which is known as naming conventions. Okay, so here we can mention rules. Okay, so we have naming conventions. So we can list here that. Okay, so we have basically five rules in naming conventions of variable. Okay, so first one is variable's name cannot start with number, but we can use number in place of, sorry, but we can use number in middle or last. So basically, for example, we can write here, let's say 1 num equal 10. So this is an invalid variable name. Okay, but we can use num1. Okay, so this is valid. Okay, so basically we can mention here numbers. We cannot start your variable name with number, but we can use variable at last or in middle. Okay, now spaces are not allowed, but we can use underscore in place of spaces. So here we can mention, let's say first space name, and you name here John. So here this is an invalid variable name because spaces are not allowed, but we can use first underscore name in place of spaces. Okay, that is John. This is a valid one. Okay, so here we can mention valid variable name. Third one is special characters are not allowed. For example, special characters are like, okay, so these are special characters. These are not allowed in anywhere in your variable name. Now we can start the variable name with uppercase or lowercase or underscore. Okay, for example, name, or we can use name, or we can use underscore name. Okay, so here we can allow, like we can use uppercase, lowercase, or underscore in at starting of your variable. Okay, but numbers are not allowed. but you can use number in middle or at last. Now, reserve words are not allowed in Python. Reserve words are like some basically we can mention here. Reserve words are also known as keywords. Okay, so here we can mention keywords. So reserve words are like okay, so we have reserve words. So basically, these are the special keywords in Python which have like a special meaning for the Python interpreter. For example, we have print. So here, let's say a Python has a dictionary, okay, pre-built dictionary, in which there's a like list of all the reserved words, and we cannot use those words in our variable names, function names, or as identifiers. Okay, identifiers are the words like which as a user name to their variables or functions or yeah, we can say classes, etc. Okay, so here print is a reserved word. If, else, for, loop, while, loop is not, and or these are all reserved words, so we cannot use this as a variable name, okay, because they like those have a special meaning for the Python interpreter. Okay, so here we can mention print, or otherwise if you are using the print as a keyword, so or as a variable name, so this will throw an error. Okay, Python interpreter will throw an error. So these are known as reserved words. Okay, we have print, we have if, we have else, we have elif. Okay, we have and or not, etc. We have for loop, while loop, just for, and while, etc. Is not and or etc. So these are known as reserved words. One second. Okay. So these are some naming conventions for your variables. And last point is it is not compulsory, but I'm adding this. Basically, your variable name. Okay. So whenever you are naming your variable name should be related to your value. Okay. Which is always a good practice to use. Okay. So here age, suppose you are storing any age. Okay. Or you are storing any name, anyone's name. Let's say A or N equal John. Okay. So John here is a name and we are storing this value inside a variable. So always name your variable name related to your value you are storing. Okay. So John is a name or is a value we are storing inside n. N is a variable. Okay. So this is like when someone's read your code. So n is like it's not looks so good. Okay. So what we can do, we can use name equal John. Now anyone can understand. Okay, John is someone's name or we are storing inside name variable. Same as with the age. Suppose you are storing your age or whatever age inside a variable A. So A is a variable at 18. Before an age, 18 is a number, right? So here we are storing a variable, like a value, which is some value only. Okay, we are not sure about what kind of value is it. Okay, so here we are storing a value to a variable A. But whenever you are using age as a variable name, so now we are sure, okay, 18 is someone's age. We are storing inside a variable name age. Okay. So I hope I hope this much is clear, because whenever you are like storing a value, or whenever you are naming your variable, so it should be related to your value only. Okay. Suppose suppose you are storing someone's ID, so your ID should be ID underscore one. Okay, someone's ID. Okay, so same as ID underscore two. Okay, and other ID, etc. So these are rules of naming variables. Okay, now we can move to data types. So basically, data types are the values we are storing inside a variable. Okay. So we have a variable, we have a value. Variable is, a container. Okay, where you are where you are storing a value. Data types are the value, like type of value we are storing inside a variable. Okay. So here we can mention data types are the type of value we are storing inside the variables. Okay. So here we can mention data types are the types of value we are storing inside any variable or inside the variables, whatever. Okay. Now we have various types of data types. So here first we have strings. Okay. So first we have strings. So strings are the value, like character or a group of character you are using or you are writing inside the quotations. Okay. Double quotations, single quotations, or triple quotations. Okay. So here we can mention group of characters we are storing inside double, triple, and single quotations. Okay. For example, we have John. Okay. Or we have hello world, or we have triple quotations. Okay. Okay, so this is a double quotation, single quotations, and triple quotations. Okay, these are known as strings. Now we have numbers. So in these numbers, like in numbers, we have three types of categories, that is integers, float, and complex. And one more thing, in the strings, there's a short form for as a like a Python interpreter uses, that is str. Okay, for the numbers, it is like int. For the integers, float is like no short form, so it is just float only. Okay, more or less we have complex, no short form, just complex. Okay, Boolean. So Boolean has a pet name, that is bool. Okay. So list, tuples, no short forms. Dictionaries have DICT. Dit. Okay. Set, frozen set, no short forms. Okay. So these are just short forms, or these are the like keywords which Python interpreter identifies string, numbers, integers, float, complex, etc. Okay. So now we have numbers. In numbers, we have integers, float, and complex. So in integers are like simple numbers. Okay. without point numbers. These are integers. Float numbers are like decimal numbers, point numbers, or we can say floating point numbers. Okay. Complex is like the combination of real or imaginary number. That is, let's say 1 plus 2j. 1 and 2 is a real number or j is an imaginary number. In Boolean values, we have only two values, true and false. Okay. And whenever you are using any Boolean values inside Python, make sure your T should be capital of true and F should be capital of false whenever you are using it. Okay. So you have to be make sure before using it. Now we have list. So list are like the combination of different data types, and we can mention or we can store them together inside square brackets. Okay, so here this is list. So we can mention some values. We can mention some, let's say, some strings. We can mention Boolean values. Okay, we can mention list inside list, tuples inside list, dictionary set inside list. Okay, so these are list. Then we have tuples. Tuples are inside round brackets, which is known as parenthesis. Okay, same as other tuples. Tuples can store anything like Python, true, or numbers, or float numbers, Boolean values. All these two inside tuples, dictionaries inside tuples, set inside tuples, etc. So here we can mention, even you can mention list inside tuples, okay, etc. Now we have dictionaries. So dictionaries are like key value pairs in Python. Okay, they are like the JSON format in Python. Okay, we have like a JSON format, same as we have key value pairs. Okay, so in this we use curly braces for that. Okay, now we have let's say name colon John colon sorry quotations comma age quotation colon 18. Okay, so here we can store any type of data type inside list, tuples, dictionary, set, and frozen set. Okay, now your name is a key as I like right here, key value pairs. Okay, so name is a key, John is a value, age is a key, 18 is a value. Okay, so here we are separating key value pairs with type of this column. Okay, so we have one key value pair and we have this second key value pair. Okay, and we are separating this key value pair using quotation, this comma. Okay, so here we can mention um, 1 second. Okay, so here name is a key. Here we can mention name is a key and John is a value pair. Age is a key and 18 is a value. Okay, and key and value separated by colon. And this is one key value pair and this is second key value pair, which is separated by this comma. So this is the format of what we can say dictionaries. Okay. Now, then we have set, which is also inside curly braces, but these are like simple. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Okay. So here we can like inside set we can store any type of data values like list, tuples, dictionaries, etc. Okay. Now we have frozen set. Frozen set is like it is a type of constructor. Okay, we will discuss this later in the typecasting. So we have set, list, dictionaries, tuples. Okay, so now what is the difference in these all? So the difference is mutable and immutable. Okay. So mutable is like we can change. Okay. So we can change the values, we can add something, we can remove something. And what is this something? Something is like this element. Suppose we have a list here. Let's say we have this list of numbers. Okay, which is a combination of numbers, or we can write here strings as well. Okay, so here this is a list, right? So mutable means we can now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or apple or oranges, whatever. These are known as elements. Okay, elements are values of the list. Okay, so apple is one element, orange is another like element, 5 is element, 2 is element, 3, 4, 1. These are all elements. So whatever means we can change the values of these elements. Like suppose if you want to replace this apple with banana, so we can replace. Okay. Or if you want to replace this orange value with grapes, we can replace it easily. Okay. So this is mutable. Even we can add value, we can add elements, we can remove elements. That is mutable. Okay, now we have immutable, which is like we cannot change the values. So we have list is mutable in nature. So here we can mention list is mutable in nature. Now tuples are immutable in nature, which means okay, so suppose we have this tuple. Okay. Okay. So here immutable means we cannot change values first, like we cannot change apple with any other value. And we cannot add values, we cannot remove values. That is the means of immutable here. Okay. So basically we can mention immutable like unchangeable. We cannot change it. Okay. So we cannot change value, we cannot add value, we cannot remove elements. Okay, elements of values. Now we have dictionaries. So dictionaries are mutable in nature. Okay, means we can change values. Okay, we can change the values of these keys. We can change it with any other value. We can change name with any other value. So these are dictionaries. We can add key value pairs. We can remove key value pairs. Now we have set. Set are like both mutable and immutable both. How is it possible? Like so we can mention set are like both mutable and immutable. Okay, so basically elements of set are immutable in nature, but set itself is mutable in nature. So basically, we have elements like we have the set. Okay, we have various elements. We have strings, we have numbers, we have floating point numbers, we have decimals, we have complex, boolean, etc. So elements are like suppose one is element, two is element, three is element, four is element, etc. So these are elements. So in total, we have 8 elements here inside set. So basically, here we can mention set are like immutable in nature. We cannot change the values of these elements. Suppose if you want to change one with any other value, like 1 or 10. Okay, if you want to change 1 to 10, so you cannot change it. So here we can mention set are like immutable in nature. We cannot change the values, but set itself is mutable. Okay, means we can add value or we can remove value. Okay, so here we can mention we can we cannot basically change values of the elements. We cannot change or we cannot reset. Okay. Now we have set itself is mutable in nature, which means we can mention here that set is like we can add value, we can remove values inside set. Like we can remove 8, we can remove 7, or we can add 9, 10, any other value inside set. So that is why set is mutable in nature. So add and remove values, elements basically. Okay. Inside. Okay, so here we can mention we can. So that is why we can say that set is both mutable and immutable. Okay. Now, so we have this nature of set that is set is both mutable and immutable. So to make set fully immutable, we use frozen set. Okay, so here we can mention make set fully immutable in nature, like tuple. We use frozen set. Okay, and the format or the we can here. So type of frozen set is immutable in nature. Okay, which is only used to create set fully immutable, like tuples. Okay. Here we can mention tuples are fully immutable, means we cannot add value, we cannot remove value, we cannot change values. Okay, so these are all about mutable or immutable. Basically, I'm just taking the recap. Okay, I'm just telling you all these things like not in very deep. Okay, so if you want to check out the videos, okay, which will cover each and every part of these data types or practical part, so you can refer to videos. Okay, Python series. No. So before moving forward, we can try these inside VS Code. Okay. So we will create one file here. It is file. So here we can mention, let's say, malware. No, just okay. Okay. So how to install VS Code? How to install Python? So these are all inside videos. Number inside these videos. Okay. Inside playlist in Python. Okay. So you can watch the videos like the installation process, everything inside these videos. Okay. So in this session, we will mainly focus on the Python basics, and then we will move to malware development. How we can develop malwares with the help of Python. Okay. So here we have data types. So we can create a variable, let's say name, that is John. Age. So inside age, we have a value 18. 18 is an integer value. Okay. Now next we have num1. Num1 is a, say, any float value. Com complex underscore number. Okay, we cannot name here complex as it is because complex is a reserve keyword. So we cannot use reserve keyword as a variable name. So we have to put complex underscore number. You can make some changes. Okay. So here we can put the complex number. Now we have Boolean values mul underscore one. That is, let's say true. Mul underscore two. That is false. Okay, now we have list. So list underscore one. Your list here. So here we can mention some basic elements inside list. That is strings. Okay, some strings, some numbers. More else we can store a list inside list. Okay, here we can store. Okay, any other values? Okay, this is a list of numbers inside list. Okay, now here we can use tuple underscore one. That is your round brackets, which is known as parenthesis. Okay, so here we have some data types. Okay, so this is strings, integers, float number. Okay, and this is complex number, true, boolean values, false, boolean value, list. Okay, so here we have some elements. We have apple as a string, oranges as a string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a numbers, and this is a list inside the list. Okay, more else we have tuples. So here we have a tuple. So the tuple is a combination of here apples like strings and numbers. Now we have dictionaries. Okay, so name is a key, John is a value, age is a key, 18 is a value. So this is one key value pair and this is second key value pair, which is separated by comma. Okay, now we have dictionary number second. In this, I have used this fruits as a key and this value as a another dictionary. Sorry, this is we have to mention list here, not dictionary. Okay, so here fruits is a key and this list is a value here. Okay, now dictionary num underscore 3 alpha num. Alpha num is a key here and this is a value. Okay, so dictionary, this dictionary is a value. So here we are storing dictionary inside dictionaries. Okay, or we can write this like we can use spaces. We can write this like this. Okay. So here we are storing dictionary inside dictionary. Alpha num is a key and the value of this alpha num is another dictionary. That is this one. Okay, in which A is a key, 1 is a value. So in this dictionary, we have 3 key value pairs. And in the outer dictionary, we have only 1 key value pair. Okay, now then we have set. So set is like combination of again like data types, which is like mutable and immutable both. Okay, so we have this set. Now we can check the type of data type, like type of value each and every variable is storing. Okay. So here we can type print type of value they are storing, that is let's say we start with name. We can mention this here. Okay, now we can run this. So here you can see name is class string. Okay, so name is a variable here, John is a value. Okay, and which type of value your name variable is storing, that is string. Okay, so we have this string here. Now we have this age, so here we can print type of value your variable age is storing, that is integer. Okay, so 18 is an integer here. Then we have numbers, so print num type of value your number one is storing. Okay, now here this is a float number. Okay, so now here we have complex type of value your complex number is storing, it is complex. Okay, now here we can check for the true and false. So type of boolean one, we can copy this and we can use here second. Here you can check bool means boolean values, short form of boolean. Okay, now list, same type of value your list underscore one is storing. Okay, same as we can try this with your tuple type of value, your tuple underscore one is storing. Okay, now we have print for the dictionaries. So type of value your dictionary underscore one storing. Okay, same as we can try with dictionary for 2 and 3. These all are dictionaries. For second, for third. same as the type of value we set underscore one storing. Okay, now here we can run this. So here you can check. We have a string, we have an integer, float, complex, boolean values, list, tuples, three dictionaries, and set. Okay. Set is like both mutable and immutable in nature. So how to create frozen set here? So here we can mention, we can create another variable that's frozen underscore one. So here we can call frozen set as a constructor here. Okay. And we can use set underscore one. Okay. Now here we can print type of value of frozen underscore one is storing. Okay, that is frozen set, which is fully immutable in nature. Okay, frozen set. So here print is a function here, okay, which is used to display something, and type is a function here, which is used to check the type of value your variable is storing. Okay. So now we can print the values one by one. Okay, like we can print John as it is. So here we can mention print name. Okay, which will print your values. Print age. I think I have mentioned this. Upside. Okay, percent. Here, same as this. Okay, so we have printed each and every value of these data types. So now we can run this. Now here you can check John is a string here, 18 is an integer here, value as it is, float is here, complex here, true here, false here, yours list here, tuple, dictionary one, dictionary second, dictionary third, which is dictionary inside dictionaries. We have set here, we have frozen set here. Okay. So this is how you can print the type of value your variables are storing and your value itself. Okay. Now we can move to comments. Okay. So basically comments are ignored via browser. Sorry, via Python interpreter. And we have two types of comments. That are single line comments and multi-line. Okay, so we have comments which is ignored by your Python interpreter. Okay, and we have two types of comments, single line and multi-line. So comments are like, suppose there's a, let's say, we have a print function here, print hello world. Okay, now here you want to write something about print, like a definition, so so that you can remember. Okay, so here you are writing print is a function which is used display something. Okay, now this is a comment. When you remove this hash, this is uncomment. Okay, now here we cannot write anything in Python like this only. Like Python is a function, function is a keyword here, is a keyword here. Okay, etc. So whenever you want to write something, whenever you want to add something, a comment or a note for yourself, okay, or for someone else. So for in that case, we use comments. Okay, so here you can mention hash space. Okay, or space. No, it's your choice. Okay, so here we have a comment. So this is single line comment, and this is now a comment or a line which is ignored by your Python interpreter completely. Okay, when you run this will make no change inside your output. Now we have this is single line, we have multi-line like this. We can write here. Okay, so this is okay. This is called multi-line. Okay, so these are comments. So either you can use this one for the single line or for the multi-line, we can use this one, or we can use a shortcut. Okay, so this is only for the VS Code shortcut for comment and increment. Okay, that is you can write control plus forward slash. Okay, that is okay for comment and for uncomment both. For comment and uncomment both. Okay, so you can select this. So comment. Okay, this is now uncomment by using control plus forward slash. Uncomment, comment, uncomment like this. Okay, sorry, uncomment, comment, uncomment, comment like this. Okay, so basically you can use this shortcut as well. Okay, now we can create these all or a comment. Okay, now here you can see these, now all these lines are comment. All these lines are ignored by your Python interpreter. So when you run this, see, we don't have any output because now these are comments. Okay, and comments are like very useful. So here we can mention comments are very useful in coding. No. Okay, so now we have functions. Okay, so we have functions. So we have two types of functions in Python that are pre-built functions. Second, we have user-defined functions. Okay. So we have two types of functions, that is pre-built and user-defined functions. Pre-built is like which is like from the Python side. Okay. So we will keep this aside. Okay. We will only focus on user-defined function, like how we can create our own function. Okay. So this is like when the user define or when the user create functions. So how we can create functions? We can use def keyword. Def means define. Okay, so whenever you want to create your own function, you have to use def. Okay, def your function name here. Okay, so here we can mention the syntax. Now here your def keyword here. Def is also a keyword here for Python. Okay, your function name. Okay, so we have this keyword here. We have this function here. Sorry, brackets. Your function name, your parenthesis, okay, your colon here, and your statement, whatever you want to use or whatever you want to put inside your functions. Okay, and indentation here. Okay, so this space, okay, this space is known as indentation. Okay, so indentations are very important, otherwise the Python will throw an error. Okay, because just like whenever you are coding in C, C++ or Java, we use curly braces, okay, in place of indentations. But Python is a very easy to understand, okay, easy to learn. So in place of curly braces, we use just space, okay, that is indentation. Okay, that is the syntax of your functions. Now here, why we use functions? So here we can mention why or create, basically use functions. Okay, so why we use functions? First, to reuse the code. Okay. Second, avoid repetition. Okay. And third, to okay. So we use functions because to reuse the code or to use the piece of code. Okay. Inside functions to avoid repetitions or to make code clean and systematic. Okay. That is why we use that functions. Okay. Now we have the syntax of function. Now how to use it? How to create one? So def your function name. Let's say fun c. Okay. Function. Parenthesis here colon is enter tab space okay and your set of statement, let's say print, let's say hello. Okay, so now there's a rule in functions that is very important. So here note, functions are useless until we call them. Okay, so basically functions are useless until you call them. So suppose this is a piece of function. Okay, so let's create one inside VS Code. Okay, now here we can create, can use this. Now here we can mention functions. Def, okay, a keyword, your function name, fun c, parenthesis, colon, enter. Print your set of statement. Say hello. Okay, now this is a function. Okay, so let's create another file. Okay, so we can close this. We can create one more file to avoid confusion. So we can fun.py. We can drag, we can use it, open it using VS Code. Okay. Now here we can write def your function name, parenthesis, colon, your set of statement. Let us print. Let's say hello. Okay, so def means define function name, your parenthesis, your colon, your set of statement, and this part is known as indentation. Okay, now when you run this, okay, now we have this piece of code inside my file. Okay, so when you run this, we don't have any output here. Okay, so why there's no output? Okay, like we have created my function, or we have created this function correctly, no, but we don't have any output because functions are useless until you call them. So you have to call this function in order to use it. Okay, so we have to call this function. So here we can write fun c parenthesis. So calling the function is very important. Okay, otherwise your functions are useless. So here we can run this. Okay. Now here you can see hello world. Okay. When you remove this line, you can run this. Okay. So we don't have any output. Now if you call your function, fun C. Okay, run this. Hello world. Okay. So you have to call your function if you want to use it. Okay. So fancy your function name here and your parentheses. Parentheses are important. Okay. Here and here, both. Okay. So print hello world. So this will print. So here we can mention a comment. The so we can mention the motive of this function is to print hello world. Okay. So we have this function to print hello world. Now we can create few. So let's comment this. Now here we can def fun C or fun one, whatever. Okay. Your here print Python is a powerful language. Okay. Now here, okay, your def, your keyword here, your function name here, parenthesis, colon. Okay. Each and every character is important in Python. Okay. Print your whatever you want to print. Okay. Whatever you want to put inside your function. When you save it, run it, no output. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to call this function fun one parenthesis. Okay, so this is your function call. Here you can see Python is a powerful language. So now here we can mention so the motive of your function. Okay, so the motive of your function is to print Python is a powerful language. Okay, now let's perform some arithmetic operation using your function. So let's run def fun underscore add. Okay, your parenthesis colon print, let's say 5 plus 5. Print, sorry, your function call fun underscore add your parenthesis. Run this. Okay, we have this 10 here. But whenever we have to return some value, okay, here we are like adding something and we want the value to return. So in that case, we use return function instead of print. Okay, so here we can mention, we can def fun underscore add. Okay, now function call. Now here we have to use print. Okay, print fun underscore add. Run this with this tag. Okay, so whenever you are using your function, okay, this is a function line, your statement. Okay, so whenever you are using your print function inside your function, okay, like print inside your function, then we have to just call the function here, okay, without using print. But whenever you are using return inside your function name, your function, sorry, so and or at that time we have to use print function here, print your function name. Okay, see now. So let's see one more example. Okay, if fun c underscore sub. Okay, for the subtraction. Return 5 minus 5, that is 0. Now we have to call your function, print your function name. So, okay, run this 0. Okay, so here we are using return inside function. So So here we have to use print function. Okay, whenever you are calling your function print. But if you are using print here, print 5 minus 5. So remove this print from here. Okay, simple. Now your answer is 0. So whenever you are performing any arithmetic operation or whatever you are printing, just use return inside function. Okay, it is a good practice. Okay, so we can. Okay, now same as we can do with any strings, like for example, def 1 c return. Let's say hello. Okay, now here we can use print your fun c function name and parenthesis. Okay, help. Okay, so now we have argument parameters. In functions. Okay. Okay. So we will continue this after 5 minutes. Okay. So I need a break. Okay. So in the meantime, you can visit the JNtech website for it. Okay. Okay. So in the meantime, you can visit the JNtech website. So we will continue after 55 minutes. Okay. Okay, so now we can continue. So now we have arguments and parameters in functions. Okay, so let's define def fun underscore add. Okay, now here we put a, or we can put num1 comma num2. Okay, so we can return num1 plus num2. Now num1 we are adding number 1 and number 2 together. So where's the value now? These are variables only. Now values first. These are known as parameters. Okay, so here we can mention number 1 and number 2 are parameters of the functions. Okay, now we can print. Okay, as we are using return here, so we have to use print here. Print your function name, that is fun, add, and your values. So here we have number 1, number 2. Okay, now we are adding number 1 plus number 2. We can add comment here, adding number 1 and number 2. Okay, now we have to put values here. So let's say 5, 6. Okay, now these are known as arguments. 5 and 6 are arguments and num1, num2 are parameters. So 5 and 6 are the arguments. Okay, of the function. Okay, so def, your function name here, your num1, num2, your parameters name. Okay, so num1 and num2 are parameters. Now here we are returning, like we are adding value number 1 and 2. Okay, number 1, number 2. Now, and here we are using arguments here. Okay, like we are giving arguments here. So basically, num1 we can say num1 is a variable. Okay, or 5 is a value here for num1. Num2 is a variable and 6 is a value. So here we can run this. But basically, as we are using this inside functions, so they are known as parameters and they are known as arguments. Okay, now here we can run 11. Okay, 5 plus 6, 11. So now we can try this another example, that is, let's say def 1 underscore 8. So number 1, second, third. Return value of num1 plus num2 plus num3. Okay, now here we are printing. Okay, as we are using return here, so we have to use print here. Okay, your function name, call your function, that is your fun underscore add. Now here we will put arguments. Okay, num1, num2, num3 are parameters. Here we have to put arguments, let's say 3, 4, 5. Sorry, in your parenthesis here. Okay, so here we can mention these are known as parameters and 3, 4, 5 are known as arguments of the functions or the values of your parameters. Okay, when you run this, we get the answer 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, now make sure we can note here, put a note. Okay, so here we can mention the value should be equal to your parameters, or we can mention here your parameters equal arguments. Okay, for example, we have 3 parameters here, num1, num2, num3. Same as we have 3 arguments here, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when you run this, we have the answer. Okay, now suppose let's remove this 5 value from here. Okay, now here we have 2 value, 3, 4 and 3 arguments. Sorry, 3 parameters. And when you run this, so this will throw an error. Okay, which is like your arguments or your parameters should be equal in length. Okay, or in number. So here we have put 6 year or 5 year, whatever. Okay. So whenever you are using like arguments or parameters inside your function, your parameters or your argument should be equal in numbers. Okay. Like we have 3 numbers, 3 parameters here, 3 arguments here. Okay. Now, so now we can try this with the strings. So def fun underscore name. Here we can put name here. Okay. Now we can put return name. Or we can put here hello plus name. Okay. Now here we can print your function name, and your name. Let's say John. Okay. So name here is a parameter. Or John is an argument here. Okay, so we have hello John without the spaces. So if you want to add a space in hello and John, so here we can put a space. Okay, like here, either you can put a space here. Okay, when you run this, okay, we have a space hello, space John. Or you can add a space as well, like plus your space, one space only in the form of strings. Okay, so here we have this space. And when you run this, we have the answer. Hello John. Okay, so whenever you want to put a space in the strings, you have to add this. Okay, like you cannot put like this. Okay, so this doesn't like add your space here. Okay, so make sure whenever you want to add your space in the strings, just add here. Okay, inside strings. Okay, so now next we have def one c. Okay, name, and we can put comma age. Okay, now here we will use print. Okay, just want to show you. So we can mention your name is, okay, your comma name. Okay, so name, age are parameters. So name and age are the parameters here. Okay, now here we are using print inside function. So just we have to call the function name. Okay, fun C. Your arguments here. So here we can put John, and age can put 50. Okay, so John is a string and 50 is an integer value. And here we can put John and 50 both are arguments of the functions. Okay, you can run this. We have your name is John, your age is 50. Okay. Now we can try some more examples. Like fun underscore fun C just okay. Here we can try. Let's say you want value num1, comma num2. Okay. So now we have num1, num2 are parameters here. Here we will put print or just we will use return here. Okay. Num1 multiplication of num second, number 2. Okay. Now we have this function. When you run this is of no use. Okay. So we have to call the function name. So here we will use print because we are using return here. So we have to use print here. Print fun C your arguments here num1, num2. So let's say 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are your arguments. Okay. So when you run this, we have the answer 4, 5, 20. Okay, 5 into 4. Now you can run this as many times as you want. Like you can call your function as many times you want. Okay, now you can change your value as well. Okay, now here we can put, let's say 10 into 7. Okay, sorry, just use comma here. Okay, this is also your argument. Okay, and here you are calling a function second time. Okay, we have to answer 70. So you can call your function as many times as you want. Okay, so here now we have a default argument. For the function parameter. Okay, suppose we have def, let's say fun C. Okay, name equal John. Return name. Okay, now here we have fun C. Fun is a function name is your parameter, John is a value. Okay, John is a string. Sorry, John is a first. It is a string. Second, it is an argument. So here we are providing the argument inside parameter only. Okay, now we can call. We can use print here, and you can simply call the function name without using any argument. Okay, so here you can run this. We have name John. Okay, so this is our default parameter. So here we can first mention name is a parameter. Okay, okay, so name is a parameter here. John is a value of the parameter. Okay, so John. So it is a, we can mention here, John is a value of the parameter which is default. Okay. Now, what if you are like applying any value here? Like if you are applying any argument here when calling a function. So print fancy. Now here you can mention, let's say I am mentioning Lily. Okay, now if you run this, see we have John and second one we have Lily. This means suppose this is a function parameter. Now we are calling the function, and now this we are not putting any type of argument. So this will take this as a default argument. Okay, and we have answer John. Now, what if we are putting Lily here as an argument here? So this Lily, this name will override this default argument. Okay, so Lily is also here is an argument, which is overriding a default argument, that is John. Okay, so if you are not putting any argument here, so this will like John will print by default. And if you are putting any argument, so Lily will override or any other argument will override your previous or default argument. Okay, and what if you remove this John from here? Okay, now parameters, simple a parameter, we don't have any argument. Okay, now this fun will throw an error because we have parameter, we have one value. Okay, so here the rule says parameter will equal to your argument here. Okay, so we have one parameter here, but here we are not providing any type of argument. So this will throw an error. Here you can see which is this one, missing one required positional argument name. Okay, so here we can mention fun C need one argument. Okay, so here we can mention any other argument. That is, we can mention here John. Okay, so first time we are calling the function, we have John. Second time we are calling the function, we have Lily. Okay, so you can call your function as like many times as you want. Okay, so we have this function. Why you can use your default argument also. Okay, so now we can move to malware development. Okay, okay. So here we will move to malware development. So we can take this down here. Okay, so how to create a malware first? So before creating any malware, any project or anything inside your Python, see, we have a Python, we have C, we have Java, HTML, etc. So why are we using these programming languages? Okay. So basically, why are we using why are we learning this Python, C, C++, etc.? Because to develop something. Okay. So here we can mention to develop something. Now, this something can be anything like your website, your web application, your malwares, tools, projects, etc. Okay, so whenever you are like learning any programming or anything, so just try to develop something by your own. Okay, like your malware, your tools, whatever your interest may be. Okay, so here we are learning the Python, etc. for developing something. Okay, so here we are implementing whatever we have learned inside a project. So here we can say that malware is a type of project also, or it is a type of malware also. Okay, like it depends on your motive. So how to create a malware or how to create any type of project inside Python. So here we can first mention how to create projects in any programming language. So, so first you have to define the motto of your project. Okay, which means the motive of your projects. Okay. Like what will your project do, or what is what like your project can be anything. Your project can be a malware, your tool, your application, your websites, your softwares, your simple programs, your games, etc. Okay, so here we have to define the task of your projects. Okay, so here in case of malware, so here we are creating a malware which will take the screenshot of a victim's PC. Okay, so here we will divide the project into parts. Okay, so here we can mention here we can divide. Okay, so we can divide your projects or whatever your project will be into parts. Okay, so we will divide in terms of task. Okay, so here we can mention we can be sure divide the projects or your project on the basis of task. Okay, so here we can mention which task your project or your program will accomplish first. Okay, so first in case of screenshot malware, we will the first motto of my malware is to take a screenshot. Okay, so here we can mention to take screenshot of the device. Okay, so as we are creating any project or like initially whenever we are creating any project or malware, first we have to test that malware or project inside a system, then we can move forward, or we can say that then we can deploy that. Okay, so first we will take a screenshot of the device. Second we will do, so here first we will write the motive of my malware. Okay, of the project, that is in terms of in my case it is a malware. Okay, so first motive is to take a screenshot of the victim device. Okay, second, send malware to my mail. Okay, or we can say attacker mail. Okay, so we have two tasks of my malware. First, to take a screenshot of the device. Second, to take to send malware, or sorry, that is not malware screenshot. Send screenshots to the attacker mail. Third, we can mention here in a particular time period, or we can mention here after a Okay, so here we can mention we are sending the screenshot to the malware or to the attacker mail after a particular time. Okay, so a time can be of 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So the here we have to like create a malware or a program which will take the screenshot of the device. Okay, after 5 seconds. Okay, now then we can mention it will. So here we can mention task number one. Okay, so now we have task number two to send those screenshots to the victims, sorry, attacker's mail ID. Okay, so now even we can add something more, like we can hide your malware. We can hide malware inside image, inside JPG, inside PNG, inside PDF. Okay, so we can hide malware or we can do like a lot. Okay, so first we will accomplish these tasks to screenshot. Okay, and we will try this malware inside my device only. Okay, so here we can mention note. Okay. So whenever, please try this malware inside your PC only. Okay. Or the PC, like if you have any permission for using this in other PC, like your own PC, your second PC, or your someone's friend's PC. So before trying this, take permission for them. Okay, because it is illegal. Okay. So task number one, we will take a screenshot of malware of the device. Sorry, even after like each after 5 seconds. Then we will send those screenshot to attacker's mail, which is after 5 seconds. Okay. So first we have to learn how to create a screenshot or how to name this. Okay. Now we are taking the screenshot. Okay. So here we can mention task number second, even more. That is, we have to save the screenshot, or before saving, we have to name the screenshot. Okay. Name the screenshot. Okay. Then only we can save it. Okay. Otherwise, if there's a like you have to put your name or a malware name or your screenshot name, your each and every screenshot, like each and after 5 seconds. So suppose we have 10 screenshot, okay, in 50 seconds. So here you have to name your screenshot, okay, which will like which you have to take automatically, okay. So which we have to do automatically. So the Python program will like name the screenshot automatically and will save them, okay, and then save it to send it, okay. So before sending, we have to save it, okay, then we can send it. So we have two tasks for the screenshot, and second task number three we can mention here. Task number three, to connect with the SMTP server. Okay, because here I'm going to connect your Python program with SMTP server. Okay, now here we are sending the screenshot to the attacker mail. Okay, so here we have to use the mail ID as well, the password as well, and we have to connect to the Python program with your SMTP server. Okay, so that we can sending the mail. Okay, so SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol for sending the mail. Okay, for exchanging mails. Now, task number four, to send those screenshot to attacker's mail ID after 5 seconds. Okay, so first we will start coding. So here we will create a file. We can name screenshot underscore m. Okay, simple name. You can name this anything. Open this inside your VS Code. Okay. So first here we have to take a screenshot. Okay. So for this we have to import a library, that is import py screenshot. Okay. As image grab. Okay. Second we will import schedule. Okay, so your Pi screenshot is a library which is used to like take a screenshot of a new device. Now, how do I know this? Like, how do I come to know about this Pi screenshot library, or like there's any library which is used to take a screenshot, etc. So the key point here is research. Okay, so now you have a project, you have a task. Now you start researching on that particular task. Okay, so the first task is to take a screenshot of the device after 5 seconds. So first is to take a screenshot of the device. Okay, so here you can search, you can start the Google search for this. Okay, you can like search for, like for example, like if you are like developing any project or any, let's say malware, anything or any tool in Python or any other programming language, let's say Python. So you have to search how to take screenshot using Python. Okay, simple. Now, then your second task is each after 5 seconds. So here you can mention how to add time, or how to we can automate, or we can say how to take screenshot of using Python after 5 seconds, etc. You can mention, or how to use time module inside Python. Okay. So this is how you can start researching. Even you can ask Chat GPT for this. Okay. So here you have to research on these key points. Suppose you have some unique idea. Okay, you have some like extraordinary project. So for this you can start researching on this. Okay, name your project. Okay, mention the task for this. Okay, and start researching on that particular like project. Okay, like how to create, how to use which library to use, which language is to use, like etc. Okay, so basically you can research. So research here is a key point. Okay, so when I was like creating this malware, I researched on this all these topics, like how to take a screenshot, how to take a screenshot after 5 seconds, how to name your screenshot, how to automate the whole stuff. Okay, how to connect your Python with SMTP server. Okay, how to send a screenshot, how to connect, how to mail, etc. using Python, how to connect, etc. Okay, overall. So here you have to research it. Okay, whether like whenever you have any unique idea of your project, anything, okay, you want to develop something. So just research is the key point here. Okay. So make sure you apply your researching skills on your Google. Okay. So so after searching a while, I just come across this spy screenshot malware, like this library. Okay, it is a Python library here. Okay, so you can go through this spy screenshot using Chrome. Okay, like you can search for Py screenshot Python. Okay, so here you can read the official documentation of Py screenshot. Okay, like the functions, the classes of this Py screenshot, and how to install it. So here you can type pip install Py screenshot. Okay, so you have to install these modules inside your system. CMD. Now here you can type pip or just paste it. Okay, so this will install your Py screenshot. Okay, so research it now. So here we can mention with the comments for captioning. The screenshot. Okay, this is for scheduling. Okay, schedule means like whenever we are scheduling scheduling this by screenshot, like your malware, sorry, your by screenshot, which will take a screenshot after a particular second, so a particular time. So that is why we have imported this schedule. Okay, So we can schedule your whole process. Now, for the mails, we can import first. For the mailing purpose, we can import SMTP live. Okay, for mailing, for connecting a mail with your Gmail. Okay. Next we have import image. This one. Okay, image HDR, which is I will tell you. Okay. Next we will import time. Okay. Then we will import date time. So from date time, import date time. Okay. Then we will import from email dot message import email message. Okay. Now here from date time. So these are modules here. Image, SMTP live, time. These are modules. So here in this line, from date time means from the date time module, we are importing only a specific function. Okay, that is date time. Same as with this email message, from the email message module, we are only importing this email message as a function. Okay. So instead of like importing the whole library, we are just importing the simple here simple function here from this one second from this module. Okay, now import smtp lib. This is for your mailing purpose. Okay, for connecting your Python program with your mailing. So for here we can mention. Okay, so smtp is for connecting your gmail server with your Python code. Image HDR is for connecting your like for sending the attachment because we are sending the images. Okay, so screenshot is in the form of images. So we have to attach your image with your email. Okay, so for this we are importing img HDR. Okay, again how I know this because of doing research. So whenever you are creating any program, any project, anything, just do research. Okay, time. So here I am importing time for sending mail after a specific seconds or time of after a particular time. Then date time, it is for displaying or we can for naming the screenshot images or files. Okay. So now we can start. So these are the modules we are going to use inside this Python program. Okay. Now we have sender underscore mail. For this we need a mail, of course. Okay. So whom you want to send, that is your sender mail. So here we can mention your sender mail. Okay, you have to mention your mail here. Okay. So you have to mention your mail here. Your sender mail. Okay. Means you are a taker, you are creating it. So your mail should be here. Okay. Sorry. Your victim mail. Sorry. Yeah, your victim mail. Okay. Now we are receiver underscore mail. That is your receiver mail, means your mail here. Okay. So here I'm just mentioning receiver underscore mail. Okay. So here you have to mention your mail. Okay. In test. Okay. Now, password of your mail. Which mail? Sender mail, because mail is sending by someone. So here we have to log in with your Gmail account. Okay. So you have to enter your password here. Means sender password. So sender mail password. Okay. Now your new underscore message. Equal. We will call email message. Okay. So your new underscore message. Now here we will add a subject. Okay. So here you can add any subject. So I'm adding check your screenshots in the attachments. Okay, you can add any subject you want. So again, new message. Here we will add from. So from here is your sender name. Okay. Now here we have new message. So here we can mention two. Two is your receiver mail. The person who is receiving. Okay. So we are sending two. Now then we have content of your mail. That is new message dot set underscore content. Okay. So here we can add anything like we can add image attached. We can mention screenshot. Okay, more reliable. Screenshot attached. Please check it. Here we can mention please check it below in the attachment. Okay. Now, so this is all about your mail body part. Okay, your sender mail, your receiver, your password, new message. So here we are creating a class. So email message is a class, and we are storing this class inside an object. So new message here is your object here. Okay. So what is class? What is object? We will discuss that later. Okay, that is a part of OOPS, like your object oriented programming. So new message is, here is object, and your email message is a class. So here we are storing a class inside an object so that we can use the variables, methods, everything, whatever inside class by using object. Okay, so we can use like the methods, variables, whatever is created inside this class, we can use it by mentioning object name here. Okay, so whatever like understand like this, whatever the like mail or sorry that variables or functions, your methods, whatever is inside this class, we are storing or we are redirecting this inside this object. Okay, so now whatever we want to use, like if you want to use a method, you want to use a like function, you want to use a variable inside email message, we have to call new message as a object here. Okay, now we will take a screenshot. So def take a screenshot. So here we will create a variable, sorry class, sorry function. Okay, a here a is a empty list. Okay, so a is a empty list to storing a like your screenshot here. Okay, now print. Now here we are printing taking screenshot. Okay, taking screenshot. So first we have to test this program inside my machine. So that is why we are printing taking screenshot. So to ensure that your program is working fine, image underscore name. Okay, now we have to mention the screenshot name. Okay, so we can save this file, we can send this to anyone. Okay, to a taker. So here we will use formatter and we will use screenshot. First we will call screenshot dash str. Your date time we are calling dot now. Okay, your now. Yeah, good. Okay. So here we are using this to naming your file. Okay, so here we can naming the screenshot file. Okay, here we are using screenshot equal image grab. We are calling your image grab dot grab. Okay, which will grab your screenshot. So this line is for taking the screenshot. Okay, so we have this function here. Okay, now the task or the motive of this function is to take a screenshot and to name these screenshot. Okay, suppose your Python program is taking a screenshot. Keep on taking a screenshot. So we have to name it. Okay, we have to name the screenshot. Okay, so here we are naming. We are using this line for naming the screenshot automatically. Okay, suppose your screenshot is taken at uh like this at this time. Okay, so here we are naming the screenshot according to your time. Okay, the time your screenshot has been taken. So that is screenshot dash. Okay, which is this one, screenshot dash str. So here we are converting your date time into string. Okay, your date time dot now. Here we are creating date time. Okay, that is your let's say your time is like this one. Okay, your hour, your minute, your seconds. So this will be your file name. Okay, and later we will replace these columns with dash here. Okay, to avoid errors. Okay, so this is how we are naming your screenshot files. Okay, now we have this file location, that is file path. File path look image underscore name. No. Okay, now here we are saving your image as a png format dot png. Okay, you can like save it as like jpg or jpeg or png, etc. Okay, now here we are defining the final path of your file. Okay, so final name is like final file path underscore name. And that will be file path log, that is our location, dot replace. Now here we are replacing your file with your, this is a colon. Okay, here we are replacing a colon with dash. Okay, as I said, to name your file, we are okay, like your file name is like screenshot dash. Okay, this is screenshot dash as it is, and your str, your date time now. So whatever is your date or time, okay, whenever your screenshot has been taken on that particular date or time, so this should be like this. Let's say a screenshot has been taken at this time 0000. Okay, 12. So here we are replacing your colon. Okay, your colon inside your file with this dash here. Okay, so here we are replacing your colon with dash here. Now this should be your final file name. Okay, of your each and every screenshot file name. Okay, like 12. Let's say your screenshot has been taken like after 5 seconds. So your name should be, your next screenshot name should be 12 dash 00 dash 05 for 5 seconds. Okay, same after 5 seconds. So it should be like screenshot 12 dash 00 10 seconds. Okay, so we can, so we can remove this. Okay, one second. Okay, so now we will save the file. So here we can mention screenshot dot save your final file name, that is final file path name. And we can print here after taking each and every screenshot, we can print screenshot taken. Okay, now here we can mention if final path not in A, that is your empty variable. Okay, we are appending file path, append final file path name. Okay, and we are printing the value of A, which means here we are pending um empty variable with screenshots. Okay. Okay. So A is your empty variable. Here we are checking if your variable name is empty. Okay, like if your file path name, that is your screenshot name, is not in A. Okay, A is empty now. Okay, A is an empty list now. So here we are checking whether your file name is in A or not. If it is not in A, so print or append any value inside A. Okay, your screenshot name inside A. Okay, A is here is the empty list. So we will keep on checking for the A here. If your final path name, okay, your file name, which is your screenshot name, is in A. So is not in A basically. So this will append your file path in A. Okay. So now we will save file. So for file in A, here we are opening a file. Okay, we are using a for loop. We will open with open. So your file, okay, your file name, no, in format of RB, which is read binary. Okay. B for binary. Okay, whenever you are opening your file, suppose you are opening your test file, that is TST. So you will open it in RT. Okay. Or but if you are opening any image or whatever your image or icon, so it should be in binary format. That is why we have put B here in binary. Okay. So RB is for read binary. So now we can put image underscore data equal f dot read. Okay. So image underscore type image what type of it is. Okay, f dot name. Okay, we put sp. Now image underscore name for f dot name. Okay, which is screenshot name. Okay, so here we are opening the file. Okay, we are opening so that we can send the file. Okay, so here we have to send it. So for sending the file or any file, we have to open this inside Python. So we are opening the file in the binary format. Now here we are reading the file. Okay. So first we have to open, read, and we have to send. Okay. Now here we are storing the type of file, like your screenshot, your type file, basically. Okay. So your type of file is it that is inside image type. That is your PNG file. Okay. Then we have name. So we are storing name as well. Okay, your screenshot name inside name. Now here we are adding an attachment here. That is your attachment inside new message. New message in this is this one. Okay, your mail. Okay, so here we are adding the attachment in this new message that is image data. Sorry, date. Okay. Um, something it's image data. Not date. Okay. Okay, your image here means here is your screenshot. Okay, that is your real screenshot, your image. Main type, what type is it? That is your image. Subtype, image type, that is PNG. Okay, means inside image, it is of subtype, like your JPG, PNG, JPEG, whatever. Okay, ICO. So it is of image type PNG. Now your file name, your image name. Okay, so now here we will start the SMTP server. Okay, so here we can put with smtp SSL for the encryption. Okay, now here we can add smtp.gmail.com. Okay, your Gmail here, that is your port number here 465. Okay, colon. Now we will log in before moving forward. So that is login with your IP address. Sorry, we have to as SMTP. Okay. Now we will log in with send a mail, comma password. Okay. Okay. Now here we can send the data for your mail. That is send message, your new message. That is your this one. Okay. Like you are storing you are like attaching your images inside your new message. Okay. Here you are attaching your content, whatever you are writing inside your new message, you are sending using new message. You are attaching your subject inside new message. Okay, that is why we are sending. So whatever your body of your email, okay, your complete mail is inside new message. So here we are sending this only. Okay, so this is for sending a complete mail with attachments. With attachments. Okay, that is very important. Okay, and this is for the mail ID. So that your Python will use your mail ID for sending the mails. Okay, now we can return file path location. That is your return file path look. Okay, now we will create a function that is main. Okay, which will execute your above functions. Now here first we will schedule and then we will run. So here we can use schedule dot every 5 seconds. Okay, dot seconds dot do take what screenshot. Okay, now here we are using a while loop, that is while true. Okay, so here we are sending so this is for taking the screenshot after 5 seconds. Okay, schedule dot every 5 seconds take screenshots. Okay, so here we are scheduling using this schedule library. Okay, we are scheduling it for taking a screenshot each after 5 seconds. Okay, seconds do take a screenshot. Take a screenshot is a function here, which is created by us only. Screenshot. Okay, so here I call in this screenshot function here. Okay, as you know, functions are useless until you call them. Now while true and we are running the infinite loop, okay, which will keep on executing after 1 second. Okay, so your code is completed now. Okay, so what else is remaining? Your sender mail, receiver mail, or your password. Okay, but before moving forward, I'm going to tell you something that is So now we have to connect your Python code with your Gmail server. Okay, but Google has disabled it at future. Okay, that is in 2022. Okay, Google has disabled this feature because of the security purpose. So here we cannot use or we cannot connect your Python, any other code or any other program with your Gmail. Okay, before we were able to connect with the help of less secure app. Okay, that is this one. We can enable this secure app, or you can read this on the Google. Okay, you can search for less secure app Gmail. Okay, that is no longer available. Okay, so you can read this out. Actually, less secure apps and your Google account, you cannot connect your any other code or any other program with your Gmail account. Okay, so it is not available for after that May 30, 2022. Okay, so now what we can do? How we can connect my Gmail account with this with my Python code? So for that we will use keys. Okay, so here we have app passwords. So instead of using your real password, your Gmail real password, we will use app passwords. Okay, by Gmail. Okay, so how we can get this app password? Okay, so for this, I'm writing step one, login to your Gmail account. Okay, step number second, go to settings and enable two-step verification mode. Okay, then only you can see this app password feature. Okay, that will connect your Python with your Gmail account, your any other code. Okay, so for this you have to go to settings and enable two-step verification there. Okay, you can enable this by using your number or your Gmail account, your backup account, your recovery account, whatever. Okay, so you have to connect you have to go to your settings and you have to enable two-step verifications. After enabling, you will find an option that is of app passwords. Okay, app passwords. So click on that app password. Let me show you. Okay, 1 second. So you can find your app passwords here. Okay, in none, you have to click on after enabling two-step verification inside your Gmail. You have to click on this app passwords. Okay, so here your Google will ask you for the password and then you have to enter it. Okay, now here you can enter your app passwords. So here you have to select an app. Okay, you can click on other or your app name. That is, let's say your screenshot name. Okay, your file name. Okay, you can mention anything, screenshot, and click on generate. This will generate your app password. That is this one. Okay. So, and the Gmail will send you a confirmation mail for this. You have to copy this password. Okay. And you have to paste inside your file. That is your new password. Okay. Here. Okay. So, this is only your temporary app password. Okay. You can use it and you can even remove it. Okay. Now, sender mail is your sender mail. That is my mail. So, it should be my email. That is, okay. Your receiver mail. Okay. So, your whatever your receive a mail. Here you can connect with. Now you can run this code. Your code is completed. Just you have to fill your sender mail, your receiver mail, or your password. Okay. And you have to generate your app password using these steps. Okay. Or you can watch any other video. If these steps are not clear, you can log into your Gmail account. Okay. And go to manage your Google account. Okay. Then go to settings, enable your two-step verification options, and click on app passwords. Okay. So step number 4, mention your app type. That is your app that is custom. Okay. Click on other custom. Okay. Second, mention your application name. Okay. So it can be anything. After mentioning your application name, that is your name. You can mention anything. Okay. Screenshot just. Okay. Click on step number 4. Just write it and click on generate. So this will generate your app password. Okay. So step number 5, that is copy your app password and paste it inside your sender, your code. Okay. Okay, and fill your sender mail, and fill your that receiver mail, and you can good to go. Okay. Now here we can run this. So when you run, now here you can see the output. Okay. See, taking a screenshot taken. Okay. Now this will throw an error. Okay, so this error main type. You can do this here. Let me check where the error is coming from. Everything is okay. Why? I think one pending sleep for 1 second. It's okay, we will figure it out. Sleep for every 5 seconds and take a screenshot. Okay, now here we will check it out. Okay, so we can run this again. I have fixed the issue. So here we can run this. Okay. So taking screenshot taken, name of your screenshot. Okay, that is in the format of your time. That is your screenshot, your year, month, date, your time. Okay, and your PNG format. Okay, so this will keep on taking the screenshot until you shut down the program. Okay, so let's wait for it. So let's. So here you can check it out. We have the screenshot. Okay, now we will check our main for this. Okay, so here we will stop this current program. Okay, now I will check my mail. So wait for it. Hmm. Mail is on other side. Okay, so you can check it out. We have this mail. Okay, that is on my mail ID screenshot. So this is like a screenshot, and we can check another one that is. Okay, so this is second. So this is how you can create your screenshot malware. Okay. Okay. So I hope this much is clear. Okay. So this is how you can. Okay. So this is how you can create your screenshot malware. Okay. So I hope this much is clear. Okay. Now rest we will continue later. Okay. So let's wrap up for today. Okay. So rest we will continue tomorrow. Okay. So if you want to check out the course content of Python, so you can visit the website, okay, JNtechNetworks.com, and from here you can check out the course content. Okay. So here you can check it out, the modules, okay, your fee structure, etc. Or your course duration, your okay. And if you have any query, you can call on this number. Okay. And you can WhatsApp or you can mail. Okay, so feel free to ask. Okay, or if you want to check out your the previous videos of Python, so you can visit YouTube channel. Okay, that's G2 Jaswal. So from there you can check out the video.